Good afternoon and welcome back to Gangneung, Korea. We're here for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017. It's the last day of round-robin play and we couldn't be more excited. Who will proceed to the playoffs and who will miss their chance? The answer to that question is only a few hours away. My name is Sander Ulvåg and I'm joined by the bright and shining Eleanor Adviento. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sander.
For the last of the women's sessions, we have USA facing off against Canada on sheet Bravo, the classic battle between the North American teams, as we will see the American girls being honored. And this is the lineup for the US team. At lead today, we'll have Alison Howell. At second, coming off the bench. And into play is Madison Bear. At third, we have Christine McMakin, and the team is skipped again by Anne-Marie Duberstein. Alternate is Jenna Bercheski, and the coach is Bev Schroeder.
Team Canada will be led by Brenna Balassi. On second will be Kate Goodhelpson. Third, Chantel Broderson. And skipping the team today will be Kristen Streifel. On alternate, Carly Burgess. And this team is coached by Amanda Dawn St. Laurent.
Just taking a look at how the teams stack up so far. It's Scotland at the top, already qualified along with Sweden. It's going to be exciting to see who goes through. It's either Canada, Korea and Switzerland, both at 5 and 3 with a good chance. All depending on how the results work out. Russia at 4 and 4 along with the US. Japan at 3 and 5, and at the very bottom we have Hungary at 1 and 7. Turkey already finished their 9 games at 1 and 8. These are the other games in the arena this session. Japan will be playing Hungary on sheet A. On sheet C, Korea will face off against Russia, and then we have Switzerland playing Sweden on sheet D. Yep, the Star-Spangled Banner US national anthem as the girls are being honored. Second time we've heard of this week, as the men were honored earlier. For the pre-games predictions, we have Eleanor Adviento.
So, because Team USA is sitting on 4 wins and 4 losses, they must win this game and have luck on their side in order to qualify for playoffs via tiebreaker. As for Team Canada, they have full control of their fate. Irrespective of other games this session, all Team Canada has to do is to win this game in order to win a qualified spot in the playoffs. USA and Canada are equally matched in terms of their ability to score 2 or more points. However, Canada have been better at stealing this week, and USA has not been as efficient at forcing teams to their single, letting their oppositions run away with multiples. So in this game, I think we can expect to see a defensive game from both teams as they patiently wait for opportunities to pounce on. Ultimately, I think it will be a game of statistics, which are currently in favour of Canada. However, Canada's 2 most recent games being tough losses, so I think Kristen Streifel is going to have to pick up her shooting accuracy and for her teammates to support her by making their shots, communicating efficiently, and staying positive. With so much riding on this game, these girls will definitely be feeling the pressure. I think the team who can deliver good shots under pressure will come out on top.
Well, the girls are seeming quite relaxed at the moment, just singing, smiling, laughing.
Here you go.
And for many, that's just a way of trying to rid of some nerves. As we see, USA will be playing the Redstones today. Canada throwing yellow.
Christine, stay close. Submit down.
And it is Alison Howell
Stay close.
to start us off here
Go.
with a draw into the house. So USA not coming out too aggressive here, whereas as throwing a guard would be an aggressive move coming into the house, will allow Canada to make the hit. And it does look like Kristen Streifel has called for a takeout from Brenna Balassi, throwing the lead rocks for Canada. So we will in fact have a pretty open end. A little soft on release here, Balassi. And this one will actually overcurl and miss the redstone completely.
Maybe some nerves coming into play here.
T-wait! Do you like the guard though? Okay, alright, I like it.
I think all the girls in these teams will have looked at the standings right now and be completely aware of how important this game is.
Yeah, so some players really like to look at the standings and try and work out all the different scenarios, and other players just try and ignore it as much as possible and just focus on the game. I like numbers, so I always like to see what could happen. Don't think it really affected my performance, as long as you're focused when you step onto the ice. But I know it can be difficult to not look over your shoulder and peek onto the other sheets to see what happens. The USA comes into the house again, so allowing Brenna Blasi to make another hit this time. She will make contact with at least one. She just stuffed the second one.
You got it.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I like that too. Not 10. If you're a little left,
Yeah, that's okay.
Madison Bear is playing second stones for USA. She'll look to play hit and roll off the top yellow. It's a bit of risk here. If she ever overcurls, she might just jam it onto her own, and that is what has happened.
That was only the 39th stone, played by Madison Bear.
Medium up, little up, hold.
Kate Goodhelpson
Get, hold.
is throwing second for Team Canada.
Hold. Yes, yes. Hard. Gentle.
She'll make the hit and stick. So we're looking to maybe roll that in front of the other yellow. As we see the rules of play at 6 ends minimum in the round robin stage, that might change for the playoffs.
Same weight.
Or will change for the playoffs, rather. 38 minutes of thinking time for both the teams to finish 10 ends. And if you're having trouble, you can always call for a timeout, and your coach can come out and they might provide you with some helpful advice.
Medium. Yes. Yep. Read up. Hard. Read up. Good. 9-6.
Hit and stick by Goodhelpson. Leaves a chance for USA to maybe make the hit and roll in behind cover.
You got it. 10.
Here you go.
Christine McMakin is third for the US team. Just a little bit overcautious with the line call there. And that will sit in the open. Chantel Broderson will be throwing third rocks for Canada. Today, like any day. They will be looking for the roll, but just a little bit wide on this one. So changing up the call halfway down to try and roll further away from the guard, making the roll back in behind cover harder for the Americans.
14-7, yeah. You got her. Line's good. Close, little heavy.
Canada looking to
Back
make the
forward.
come around
Close.
after USA
Line
rolling out.
Yeah, line.
See if they can maybe set themselves up for a deuce here.
Back
You were
forward.
thinking about the split.
Team back forward. Okay, well,
Just
feet.
trying to make the easier shot here,
Yep. Hard.
but it comes deep.
Hard.
That's now trying to drag it just a little farther. So that if USA ever makes the freeze, there's room for a couple more. So that's a bit of a mistake from Broderson. Coming deep there, you are pretty much forcing USA to come after with a draw.
Okay. Just to it.
And
It's like back four.
might end up being forced.
Nice finish though.
Yeah. Back eight is where around, roundabout where
Yeah, I like leaving the
Broderson's-
split a little later.
yeah, draw shot challenge ended up.
It is a skip of USA, Anne-Marie Duberstein.
Line's a bit tight,
A little bit of a speed wobble coming out. See if she has corrected.
12 line's good. Down to it. 7, 8, 8, 9. Down to it.
No back in.
9. Down to it.
No back in.
9.
10.
Calling us a little heavy.
Come on.
And it's heavier than they were calling.
That's okay, Ann.
Just taking a look at Duberstein's slide once more. You see coming out just a little bit unsteady.
75.
And sometimes it's just enough to throw you a little off, isn't it, Eleanor?
Yeah, definitely.
Want me to check that? No, let's do the southern hand of that.
Yes. If you spend your focus on, keeping on your feet.
It is a little bit alarming for the sweepers as well because they do notice the wobble.
Sometimes that might take some of the speed off your slide without you realizing. It might be hard for the sweepers to read as well if you're not doing quite the same as usual. It does come up a little heavy though, and leaves Canada lying shot. Great chance for skip Kristen Streifel to play the in-turn draw. And a good one here.
Line's good. Little heavy.
Could possibly
Just puppy. All there.
score
All
3.
there. Top four. All line. Top four. Lots of room. T-line. Top girl. Close to the line.
So just waiting for line here, just wanting it to curl.
Hard.
Sometimes when you do that, you leave it too long, and you don't get it there. And that's exactly what's happened here. Velassi and Goodhelpson was calling that top 4, but sometimes when you're completely off a rock all the way down, it just starts to settle, especially in the first end maybe,
Punt this for
I mean, you
3.
can always come down to this
when
one.
the ice is still just a tiny
Or
bit
you can
fresh.
just straight hit this one because it's open on the outside.
So a bit of a mistake for
Whichever one you like.
the
I
whole
don't mind
Canadian
the
team
double,
really
but
to not communicate
It's a
that
really, really
stone
long
well
double.
enough.
yeah, it is.
All right. I like
With
11.
some sweeping, it was definitely made. It's good enough to lie to, though.
All right.
You can only see like less than half of that.
USA will try and come after the back yellow
Yeah.
on the outturn.
I like the double.
You like the double?
Yeah.
Or you like just draw it?
Sometimes when you
9.
take another look from the hack, you might realize I don't see as much of that yellow as I thought I did. So they are changing the call to play the double. If you play the slightly off nose double, it might jam onto the back red, so they will be slashing it, going over the top of the back yellow.
And as we can see, Anne-Marie Duberstein going over to the
Flash?
playing end.
I don't think the flash does.
'Cause that
Even if
goes-
it does, I'm pretty sure that one will roll off.
Okay.
I like this.
So taking a look again here, if
Nice.
the
Yep.
straight double would jam, Duberstein seems to think that if you make it on the center line side, it might jam on the red, but it'd probably roll off anyway.
Okay, going
It probably will, but there's definitely a spot where you can catch the back yellow where it will jam on the red. The good thing about playing this, though, is your shooter will sit. Working this hard for line. Close, but not close enough. Leaves Canada with shot stone. Kristen Streifel having a quick look at
Need more ice, but
if they could somehow split the guard in for 3, but
You got it.
seems unlikely. And they will just go for the draw. But a good chance to score 2 and
Okay.
come off to a really good start here.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Is it fair to say that if you can score 2 in the first end, you'd take that any day?
You got her.
Yeah,
So this is
especially in
better than
an important game like this. It's definitely a confidence booster to get your 2 in the first end, make a statement to the opposition team. Now, before the game here, Kristen Streifel did do a last stone draw at 21.8 centimeters.
Pretty much on the button for Streifel. First one came up heavy. This is the last stone on the first end.
All you girls.
Needing to go just a little bit wider.
Hard, hard, hard. Really hard.
Bring the sweepers into play here. Needing
Nice sweep, girls.
just more than full 12 foot. And that is good enough for 2. Canada off to a great start. 2-0 over the US after 1 end of play.
Way to have brooms down, thanks. That was good.
Okay, I think just brooms down. Just in the fresh pass there. Yeah. Okay. So we're minus here.
first flank.
Okay.
Top 4 and top 12.
Okay, I'll try to indicate tolerance. It's a bit better here.
Okay, I'll see you in a second.
Let's go, guys.
Let's go. Came down more than I thought it was.
Line's good.
The second end is underway in this game between USA and Canada with that score of 2. The Canadians will
Curling early.
start this second end.
Tight.
Velassi wanting to throw this to the rings.
15-5.
Just gonna pull up short. Never a terrible option. Just throw the tight guard. But it does it might just make the end a tiny bit more messy than the Canada we're looking for.
Maddie.
Of course, they know USA will throw the corner. When you know your opponent will throw the guard, you might as well throw it to the top of the forefoot and then throw the guard on it.
Keep going. That's good.
A little bit easier than having to come around your guard on the second. But it's all the same if it's made. The corner guard from Alison Howell. Maybe pulling up a little short.
Line's good.
Still usable.
Line's good. Top 8, top 12. Close line. Yes. Top 8. Hard line.
So you can hear the Canadians using a
Top 4. Gotta go.
a different system for calling weight than maybe the European teams. Most of the European teams, anyway. Where they call out the name of the rings, as in the blue 4-foot, the white 8-foot, or the red 12-foot. While many other teams will use the number system from 1 to 10. 10 different zones to let your skip know where the stone might end up.
Christine Stone. Go, Christine.
Here is the coach for Team USA,
It's
Bev Schroeder. Looking happy, as always.
I'm like sliding. I'm sliding.
Although the girls are trailing by 2. Still 9 ends to go. That draw from Howell just pulling up in time to hang on to the back 12.
Line tight. Keep good. Little off. Line tight.
Well then.
Little off. Go early.
Now we'll see Canada coming around the center guard once more.
Coming down T-line. Close line.
So
Yep.
definitely getting some action here in the second end.
Room.
Top floor.
Room. Top floor. Just here. Room. Yeah, there. Good drive.
Here's the coach for Team Canada,
10, right?
Amanda Dawn Saglerin.
I don't mind 10 and rolling the corner.
She was Kelsey Rock's coach when they won back-to-back juniors in 2014 and 2015.
Yep. Wouldn't you love it to do it 3 times in a row? Madison Bear attempting the run back here. Will be unlucky and catch her back red.
Two's fine.
Duberstein was asked
Yeah, like a little higher.
if she was a little tight for line there.
2.5?
Yep.
She replied super, as in super tight.
So I was like top 4, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Just
give
a little
you
inside the broom.
Or like a lot less because it's a tighter path.
Some of you watching at home may notice that there has been a change in team lineup for Team USA, with Madison Bear being promoted from alternate to second in this game,
Hold it out there. Hold it out there.
and Jenna Bercheski having a rest this game.
Halfway, just early. Okay, whoa, once you're over. Yeah. Halfway.
Well, Madison Bear did play lead Team USA last year in Tornby, Denmark for Corey Christensen when they picked up a silver medal,
Brenna, really works to hold it out early.
losing out to Mary Fay. Which means Canada has won the World Juniors on the women's side 3 years in a row.
That way, maybe if you're tight again, you just.
Right.
That's Canada's best run since the 94 to 96 period. We also had 3 in a row. Could make it 4. And first rifle needs to come through to the playoffs.
Good.
Another appeal on the guard
Good.
by USA. Canada will, of course, throw the guard again.
17.5. A little more ice than me.
It should still be good. Okay.
It's good though.
So if you come really tight to the house with the guard, makes it really hard for USA to come around and make a tap on the yellows in the house. But all the more easy to make the run back.
Halfway tight.
If you throw it long,
Really out there.
really hard to make the run back, but then again,
2.5.
easier to come around. So
Halfway. Got a curl.
trying to find a,
Hard. Hard, girls.
a sweet spot in between those.
Tight. Keep going. Tight. Hard.
Line, of course, most important here.
Hard, hard, hard.
And it will come fairly tight to the rings, but only covering half the stone top of the 4.
We can see half of the 2 on the 4.
Yes.
Very nice sender.
Always nice with an echo.
Very tight guard.
Do you like this better?
Up to you.
So here we get that choice that I was talking about.
That's like clearing.
I don't mind slashing. I still do.
Throw the run, now that the guard's so tight to the rings. And that is what they'll do. So we'd love to get some sort of action on the stones in the forfeit.
Christine McMakin with heel weight.
And that's a pretty good shot there by McMakin. Leaves the guard, but at least opens up the forfeit. Definitely improving the situation, although Canada will have a chance to come around again. The good part is the guard that's left up there is now red, so they can always run that in once more and promote one of their own stones.
This way? They're both like a little tight. I think that's a pretty tight hole to come.
So you can see the corner guards just maybe coming into play here, making it a little snug to come around that guard. They will elect to play the in turn here.
Okay, close. Wait, close. Little down. Goal line. Whoa.
It's always tough to navigate these.
Goal line. Top 8. Really got to curl.
So just hanging on the corner for the moment.
Got to curl.
Will it curl enough? I don't think so. Just going to click off it. And rolls to the center line.
Did I throw that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, 15-5. I think we had to go the other way. I don't think.
No, I think the other way's even tighter.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can get through there.
Well, that's a lot. That guard's a lot wider, and it's deeper.
Close. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
So a good shot by McMakin and a
Close. Yes.
miss from Broderson.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now improving the situation quite a lot for the US.
Good. That's fine.
McMakin gets the last Yellowstone in the house going.
I was just a little up.
9-4. Yeah. My bad. That's okay.
Okay, medium. Flop under.
Okay. You got her. Nice 9-5.
Yeah, better to overflop.
Okay. Medium. Whoa. Close. Medium. Whoa. Whoa. Close. Yes. Yes. Point. Whoa. 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 No. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, very nice hit and roll here by Streifel. Was the roll too far?
9-5.
Yeah, I think it just did. Oh, it's going to pop out on the other side.
Sorry. I was playing that a little bit aggressive. I didn't really
You.
want to stick there.
I like this. Okay.
She can't see all of it. Probably good enough to make the hit and stick.
So I almost body checked their bikes to get the 3. No, 11. Yeah. You got it. That's fine.
Well, just good enough to get the yellow going, and then
That's fine.
then we'll see if Canada can make the draw here.
Sorry.
Had a hard time
It's like good, like right in the middle.
last time.
I guess would be good.
10-4. That's fine though.
I guess
That's
we-
totally fine.
Okay.
I think 15. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
14, 7.
Definitely definitely makeable to come through the port. You don't want to come too tight to the yellow center guard either. You might pop out in the
14, 7, 15.
open on the other side.
In between there will be great.
Of course, they have moved that corner guard now, so
Sorry.
a lot easier this time for Streifel. Taking about the same ice for the button draw.
Line's good. Goal line. Goal line.
Feel like that corner guard shouldn't come into play.
Whoa.
Of course, if you're a little heavy here, it's going to break late.
Whoa. Back 4. Starting to curl. Back 4.
It's getting there. They're past the corner.
Okay, kind of want to bury. Yep, Brenna.
And they're just going to go, drag it deep, get it buried, get the force.
13.
Obviously much better just getting that stone buried, leaving USA no chance of the blank. So that's it's a fine shot by Streifel, of course.
Was it? No, I said.
With some better placement. Could have actually stolen a point there, but they'd probably be quite happy to get the force
Okay. Same draw.
and the last stone advantage back in their favor.
So I actually need a 4-0 this time? Or still like a 90?
Like a 95 or 95 here.
Okay.
It's the last stone of the second end. Anne-Marie Duberstein.
8, 9.
Calling this one a little heavy.
Back in if we have it.
So we'll see if this can curl past the corner. Just barely. And now the question, will it hang on in time? Does it have the backing? It does, just barely. So a bit of a scary draw, but good enough for USA to score their single point after 2 ends of play. Canada will lead it 2-1.
Okay. Oh god.
Wanna know your time on that or no?
Yeah, I literally like 80 something.
80 exactly.
I don't like seeing myself. I mean, I'd lead definitely. Okay, here we go. So let's play center guard. 4-step 1.
Welcome back to Sheet Bravo in the Gangneung Curling Center for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2017. You're listening to myself, Sander Rølvåg, and I'm joined by Eleanor Adviento. She's from New Zealand. I am from Norway. We're watching USA and Canada.
Team USA setting up a center guard, trying to force Team Canada to the single point.
Line's good. Waist good. Copy.
Okay, line's tight.
Copy.
Line's tight.
Little up. See line.
Line's fine. Line's okay.
USA trailing,
Top 4.
so they will
Copy.
throw the center guard.
Top 4. Chantel a little bit. Good. 14-4. Okay. Here you go.
I like 11.
That draw never getting enough finish to bury in behind the guard.
10. Put it down. 10-5.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Just a bit late with the sweeping call there from Anne-Marie. Just rolling a little bit too much.
Yep, so it's down to first team to make the perfect roll. And sometimes you'll see an end where neither team makes the roll, so they're just exchanging hits all the way through. And then you end up having a blank, but I expect to see a roll made at some point here.
Close. Okay. 90.
Perfectly okay plan B for Canada there to roll to the wing. Again, just making that roll all the way back to the center line so long. And if you make it, you'll be back to the T line. And there'll be quite a lot of room for Canada to come after. Madison Bear
Good.
played Anne-Marie Duberstein in the
It's not moving on the outside.
US Junior Final. Bear skipping her own team.
It's just not moving
And,
on the edges.
I think it's fair to say that Duberstein pretty much crushed her her second for the day. Won the final 9 shots to 1. But apparently still good friends.
Whoa.
And she's here playing.
Right off.
Just because someone beats you doesn't mean it's like friendship over.
Okay. 10.
Or maybe it's different with you, Sander.
Like, just stop for now. Or you can put it back.
I don't mind another guard.
Yeah, just put it back.
You guys bring it in, that's fine.
I don't. She threw peel.
Guard's fine.
They did play each other once on tour as well, in the World Curling Tour, in women's play.
Yeah, 2. We're guard for 2.
Back at the Molson Cash Spiel. Duberstein picking up the win there too. Much closer game, winning 5 shots to 4. And you will see many of the junior teams out here participating in the women's spiels.
Gotta be higher.
You need to play against the best teams to improve, don't you, Eleanor?
A little heavier out here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's only after you lose that you learn.
Line's good. Good. Little down.
Well, by that logic, I have learned quite a lot.
Here. We were top 12. Just 12 foot. It's got a curl. Mark Chantel.
Here are other
Mark
games
Chantel, go.
in the Gangneung Curling Center currently on. Maybe Eleanor can run us through the scores.
Yeah, this heavy. Yep. There. Yeah.
Of course, Sander.
Close the whole line.
So to the left of our sheet is sheet A, with Japan leading against Hungary 2-1. To the right of our featured game is sheet C, Korea and Russia, still yet to score. And on sheet D, Switzerland and Sweden, 1 apiece. And back to our featured game, USA versus Canada, with Canada leading 2-1.
No.
USA not
20 foot.
being able to roll in to the house, so Canada looking to come around the guard.
I don't mind just a touch less. So just a little bit more, like a 14? 14? Yeah, 14. 5.
Kristen Streifel's team has also played on the women's tour. They played 3 events back home in Alberta. And they actually
Wait's a little down.
played against the Russian team of Baksheva early in the season,
Got it, curl. Got it, curl.
a game they ended up winning.
Yes. Hard for the six.
But that is
Top 8. Okay, whoa.
something at
Just by
a disadvantage, or maybe an advantage for the Canadian teams to not have too much knowledge of the Europeans. Of course, the European teams play each other quite a lot on the European Junior Curling Tour, and also in both men's and women's events on the Champions Curling Tour.
It's straight.
Very often, the US and Canadian teams, they come to World Juniors and they end up playing lots of teams they've never even seen before. Although with
Nope.
improved funding, quite a few European teams get the chance to travel to Canada and play in events there as well.
Easy. Okay.
Do you think it's an advantage for Canada to come to the Worlds not knowing any teams and for the other teams not to know them, or is it better having more knowledge of your opponents?
Well, you did mention that Canada played Bakshiva's team, which is the Russian team, and in the round robin, Canada did beat the same team. So I think maybe it is an advantage.
It's down. Close, yeah. Hard. Whoa. Yep. No roll. Sit. 11.
Then much of curling is whoever's best on the day.
I kind of like 11 because the center.
11?
Well, on the center line, it's moving pretty well.
Yeah, anyone can beat anyone.
Oh, okay.
If the best team has a bad day and the worst team has a good day, that's all it takes.
We can throw bombs there in the future.
Yeah, we need to get rolls probably.
Yeah.
Good call.
And Canada had a pretty bad day when they played Japan. Bit of a rough one. Losing 10 shots to 1 in 6 ends. Something they need to shake off.
Yep. Keep going.
Sorry. I didn't think it was that up. I thought it was just...
I turned that in.
Duberstein over curling here, wrecking on the guard and being honest enough to saying, sorry girls, I just turned that, meaning she
Yeah, I'd rather win.
didn't really release the stone in a clean, positive way.
She's got that hit and roll.
I don't mind that this side
Here.
actually.
Yeah.
You got it.
Still higher than T. Okay, still higher than T, so it doesn't have the freeze.
It's partially open, still higher than T. Okay, so but if we're like just behind T, then go deeper.
Canada will be trying to
14-5
set up a
between there.
an awkward angle for USA, making the double pretty hard for Duberstein.
Line's good.
A little down.
Pull down. Take a look.
Wanting to put this right on the tee line.
Top 4. Starting to curl. Top 4. Hold. Top 8. It's above T line. Close to the finish, Brenna. Yep. Hard.
Yeah, I think they kind of left that
No, I like this better.
Okay.
still a little bit.
Should I 10?
I like that, yep.
Could have probably dragged it a little further. I think the double's on for Duberstein, but hasn't really looked at it. Just wanting to play the hit and roll.
Okay. Just hit roll under. Under the center one, not the outside one. If you roll down the outside one, it would be quite good.
So we're going to make the hit on that stone, just thrown by Streifel, and then roll in behind the yellow in the top 12.
Yeah!
An early sweep for line.
Gotta go really hard all the way.
Not sounding too optimistic here.
We did hear
Christine
that if it
McMakin.
rolls the other way, it's pointless.
That's great.
And rolling out, of course, futile. Maybe just turn that one too. Duberstein.
Okay.
I am curling like shite.
Well, that's an honest statement.
Huh?
Like making, just pointing out that they are in fact wearing microphones. But after having seen the Scottish boys on the broadcast, I think she's excused. Last one of the third end, Kristen Streifel
Line's good. Little more.
has a pretty much open draw for two.
Little more.
And things are looking real good for Canada,
Starting to curl.
following the classic recipe of scoring
All you.
2,
Line's good.
giving your opponent the single point, and then scoring 2 back. So game plan very much accomplished here with another good draw from the Canadian skip. And it's 4 shots to 1 after 3 ends of play.
Yeah, she's a touch wider. Good clean. Can we say wider?
One there, we just
that's
like
what
the
I
last
thought,
thing we
yeah.
need is for it to pick, so.
That was a 14. Okay, good girl.
Nice.
Okay.
So heavier on the right side of the sheet and good finish otherwise. I think if we get like into the 8 foot, we'll be fine. It's just that wide pass.
It's just that wide pass, just in that one spot going away. So yeah, we're minus here, guys.
Okay, so let's force first flank.
Okay, top 1, top 12. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep second.
Okay, let's go, guys. Keep it going.
Line's good. Eight's good. Little up.
Brenna Belasi is curling 68%
T.
for the week.
Top 4.
I'm sure she won't be too thrilled with those numbers. We have
Top 4.
talked about
14-5. Top 4.
the leads and how they should be throwing. Usually do have
14-5? Yeah.
simpler tasks at hand, just throwing the stones to the house and throwing guards. Of course, if you're up in games, you might throw the tick shot, which is a tougher one to make. But all in all, we do expect the leads to throw a little higher percentage
Go for 3.
than in the 60s. 72 for Allison Howell, I'd say is
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa.
Good.
is adequate. I will also mention, though, that the statisticians, they're definitely not being nice. I think they're being fair but strict. if that's possible. And so it's the stats don't really matter a lot. So I think I'd rather play 50% for the week and the team wins than playing 100 and lose.
Bumping. Even?
It does give you a fair assessment of how the players have done throughout the week. And of course, very often you will see the teams that are the top of the standings, they are playing the best in terms of percentages.
And if the team stats are 100%, yet they're still losing, I think that says a lot about the shots called in this strategy.
Yes.
You know, it's really important that the skip knows what the player's strengths and weaknesses are, and knows what the opposition's strengths and weaknesses are.
Also, a team could have high percentages because they're playing quite a defensive game. So they're only playing takeouts and very simple shots and open ends. Whereas a really aggressive team who's putting a lot of stones in play might have lower percentages because they're definitely facing higher difficulty shots. And the difficulty of the shots not taken into equation on the stats here. And you can never really compare, I think, the stats to maybe another event where we have other scorers. So but again, it's just a nice way to pinpoint.
If you try and double those ones on the sideline, now you're dead. Yeah.
I think the game strategy that's been working best this week is the cautious but balanced strategy, which is what the Korean men have been playing. And when I interviewed him a few games back, I asked him, you know, he's been undefeated after 7 wins. What's his secret? And he replied back, you know, they're not here to give a show to the spectators. They're here to make simple shots, nothing too fancy, and focus on making those simple shots.
Line's good.
Yep, line's fine.
2, 2, 1, 1.
Finish.
Me?
Finish. Little finish. Yep. Whoa.
Nice.
Sorry, guys.
Good throw. She scared me. She didn't add anything. No, I know. She took her.
You got it. Leaving my shoulders.
You can hear the Korean fans in the background, of course. Canada also with quite a few people in.
I was talking to the girls before the game, and they said that every single player has at least one parent here at the tournament. And you can see here a strong crowd in red, sporting the mayfall leaf. Wrong camera, guys. And of course, it's not just the supporters at the arena, but there are plenty of supporters back at home. I believe it's very late at night in Canada right now.
7, 7, 4, 5.
But I think it means a lot to the Canadian girls how much support they're getting from friends and family.
3.
Just about 11 o'clock in the evening in Alberta. Not too late.
On a school night, though.
All right.
I think any toddler will be excused to watch some fine curling. I know the Scottish skip for the men's team, Cameron Bryce, his primary school, all the kids were watching his game in school.
Oh.
So that's nice.
Getting those kids into curling very early.
Christine McMakin looking to make a play on at least one of the yellows here. Probably can't get both going, but maybe make a play on the centerline stone and try and roll to the wing. That also works.
I actually almost like that better.
As we see one really passionate American fan.
Anne-Marie Dubestein's mother. She is of a Filipino background.
Yeah.
So Anne-Marie is half Filipino and half German. But born in Hong Kong.
Medium up. Medium up. Medium up.
Canada's going to make a play on the stone on the wing. Doesn't stick around for second shot. But you say they will have to be smart and accurate here to set up for their two.
Was I a little down on that one, you think?
That looked pretty good.
We're going to make a play on their own red stone here. Make that roll, get the yellow shot stone going. That's another way of doing it.
Good. Real nice. Good shot.
Canada, or USA rather, would like two.
Okay.
We have a few other supporters in.
If we go across the
And
face.
what I can only assume is the Korean Army boys.
Yep. Right here. Yep.
Yeah, they looked in.
Wait, peel.
I was trying to get them to wave, but I think they're quite disciplined.
I don't think they're really focused on the games, Eleanor. Korea, of course, playing Russia in this afternoon draw. It was pretty cool to see them all marching in here earlier. Kristen Streifel pulling at 68%. Fair numbers for a skip. And she's looking for a double, but plan B is the roll, but just rolls a foot too far.
8-5.
And USA now with a chance to split the rings.
You got it, Ann. Yep. 8-5.
Okay, just a T.
Here you go.
Yes, please.
95-40.
Okay. I got it this time.
Oh.
63% for Duberstein in this tournament, as we see another
Looks like tons.
speed wobble. I remember last time we saw that,
Looks like tons.
it was coming up really heavy.
To T. Yeah, make sure we're T. Wait for line. Switch, switch. Whoa. Whoa. Gotta go. Keep going, yep.
Girls calling out a 6,
Hard, hard.
but slowing right up. Don't know what happened there.
They're saying it picked, and
Oh, it picked. Okay.
seemed to have just pulled up short.
Yeah, it just picked.
Really bad timing
They, like, picked up their brooms. And
for USA.
Did they
You can
pick
see
them
the
straight up?
little bit of a wobble again.
Pigs.
Did seem like she
What?
was able to find the right weight this time, though. The sweepers were calling out a 6. It's top 4. We'll see if we can see what happens here. Just coming off it. And you can see the extra rotation on the rock there, just around the hogline area, and then stone just coming to a full stop. Really unfortunate for the US girls, especially since we haven't really seen any,
Finally a shot that was
barely any pickups this week. I think it's the second one I've seen in what has been some great playing conditions, which bodes well for the Olympic Games next year. Kristen Streifel barely making contact with the red. She's lucky enough to jam in the back to sit 2. That was a little more sketchy than it sounded like.
That's pretty good. 7-8.
That's, there's more than one way to skin a cat, Eleanor.
I don't like that imagery.
It's an old expression. So Canada will sit 2.
Because that was like, your first one's an 8-5. And then that one I was expecting like same, right?
Duberstein now forced to make the draw for the single point.
You made it.
So far failing to get a multiple score. Last stone of the 4th end.
You guys.
Hopefully she won't be too thrown off by the pickup on her first one.
Not backing. Can't hurt it.
Take a look!
Can't hurt it. Got
Sweepers
backing.
on it.
Can't
Might want to
hurt
keep this clean this time.
it. Nope. I mean, we're off backing now.
And this will be slipping behind the tee line. And now we'll see if Broderson can sweep it far enough. Yes, she can. And it's a steal of 2 for Team Canada.
Oh, goodness.
The wheels coming off for the American girls. An unlucky pickup on her first one, but the second one, not a good throw.
That's okay.
By the skipper. Canada running away with it. 6 shots to 1 now after 4 ends of play.
this is gonna sound weird, but like we can hear you yelling, but if you can like enunciate more, because we're kind of just hearing ah. So I don't
Or just
know.
hand signals.
Yeah. So, but yeah, keep her nice and simple.
Stop pull, stop it. Gotta be in, girls. Hard.
We're now in end 5 of this game in the last session of the women's competitions round robin.
3.
Canada up by 5. After USA being all unfortunate with a pickup when they were looking to split the rings and possibly score 2 in that 4th end, but things not being made any easier by the missed draw for the single. So Canada steals 2, and it's looking just a little bit heavy now for the American girls. Do you think they can pull this around?
I mean, we are seeing a reflection of their previous games, allowing teams to score their deuces and not being able to score their own. I think they're going to have to change up something in order to break that pattern.
Line's good.
But if they keep going this way, then we're going to see Canada start
Line's good.
keeping it clean and giving them no chance at all.
T.
Back 4.
13-8. Like right. Stay right here. Just here. Okay.
Do I throw? Do you want me to throw?
Alison Howe, throwing at 81%, is looking to draw behind
7. Close.
her own corner guard.
Line's fine.
5, 7. 7.
Yeah, I get the feeling that
Looks like a 9.
USA really needs a 2 up on the board here to have any chance of coming back in the game. This really needs to hang on. It will.
Sweepers just being a bit optimistic with their weight call there, calling T-line weight.
I think that's something we see a lot, and I think
Okay, take off my shoulders.
maybe even a little bit more at the junior level. Maybe that's because when you're so young, you're so optimistic on life. But when you get older like me, becoming more
Glaring at me,
realistic
Sander.
and gloomy. As we see a bit of an upset from Canada. Good Helpson
Kristen, am I just straight tight?
not able to peel the corner. So a glimmer of hope for USA.
I think
Just curling a smidge more?
Other sheets, Eleanor?
Yeah, of course. So on sheet A, Japan leading against Hungary 3-2. On sheet C, next door to our featured game, Russia leading against Korea 2-0. And on sheet D, Switzerland and Sweden neck and neck at 3 points each. And coming back to our featured game, Canada starting to run away with it 6-1 against the United States.
USA not really taking their opportunities here. Good Helpson will have a chance to make the corner guard peel once more. Correct her mistake.
Yeah. Clean. There, that was much better.
Streifel happy, but doesn't roll all the way out and actually spins back, so that's a usable stone for USA, really. Could be. You'll see the red-yellow combination very much lined up for Canada. If USA comes around,
It's a guard.
you might see Canada make a peel on those and get the Yellowstone running back onto this draw. Although we hear the sweepers calling out that it will be a guard, so just a bit light for weight here.
Okay, Maddie.
Madison Bear. And this time the weight calls spot on.
Okay. Kind of time is fast. Pretty good. 14-8. Okay. 15 even. What's sleeping? 14-8 though.
Close, little down. Go early.
Chantel Broderson from Lethbridge, Alberta.
Copy. Copy. Gotta go. Yep. Copy.
Of course, that will be the city where the World Mixed Doubles Championships will be held in April this year.
I like that.
The 5.
Yep.
Lots of room.
Pretty nice plus. Keep looking.
Take a look. Just a 5. Just a 5.
So didn't want it to come all the way down to the tee line now, as Canada will have the run back on the Yellowstone. If they left it higher, it'd be harder for Canada to get to, possibly. But Canada's not going to play the run back because they know if they ever miss it, it'll allow USA to come around once more, feeling they probably have more room for error with the draw. So playing the freeze and knowing that if it stops maybe top of the 8-foot, it's still in a usable spot, and again choking off the draw for USA.
T-line top 4.
It's leaving less room to work with for the Americans.
Top 4. Way out there. Just 2 eggs.
It's a little bit wide at the moment. Weight is perfect. Just wanted to curl a couple of inches more. USA might be able to come to the inside here.
Like this.
What'd she say? 14-6. Okay.
Canada,
I don't
play
like
back line.
I like that or less. Back line or less.
Okay.
Yes, line.
Back line.
Whoa. Whoa.
Really crucial shot here.
Back line.
Up. Whoa. Up.
That's fine.
Not too bad there.
That's not bad, fine.
It's not easy to get the red stones going here.
Tapping yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save that for the next one.
Just could just peel the one top 4.
Unless you corner freeze to the top red. I do that. On the inside? Inside.
What else do you see?
Then if they hit the top,
Jam right back into your yellow.
yeah, I guess.
Like, I don't know if you don't really have enough to run it straight back.
No, just tap it.
Okay.
Right there.
Just right on. This
Yeah.
one? Heavy in
Yep.
the nose.
Just tap weight. Okay. So like a 14-3.
So feeling like it's a little bit awkward to
They throw 13. Okay. Straight tap here. Like, I don't
to
know
play a
what to
takeout
think.
on any of the red stones. So just try and play the tap up on their own yellow. Get another stone in there and make it a little harder for USA to get the red stones to score.
Hold it. Okay. So I think you need like a. If anything, I'm gonna be a little heavier. Okay. So about a 14. We can get the angle. Okay. Yeah.
Lights close. Back 12. Back line. Back line. Back line. Back line.
So just over curling here.
12-7.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Chance for USA to get something going.
Here, that's just gonna give him a hit roll.
Well, unless you roll like far enough for this.
Okay. I
Like you can play like soft weight, like 11 at it, and get like the big roll.
Okay. Kind of like, I still kind of like 10.
She also has this draw here too.
Yeah, so we want to make sure this comes all the way over. Like this goes all the way over. Okay, I like 10 still.
You like rolling here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, just throw 11.
We hit that
Yeah.
and roll out.
You got it.
It's not that bad and roll in. the red.
I guess you guys can watch us call the shots. Do you understand what shot we're throwing? Okay, just on 11.
Do you want a little roll out Maddie's way on
Yeah.
this one?
The shooter needs to roll outside.
Yep.
Just 11. There's something under that.
11. Oh, yep. Yep. Yes. Hard. 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 Go. 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 Gotta go. 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 Go.
This one over curling. You could hear Duberstein saying there's something under her rock. That could be
Yeah, I picked
sometimes.
my hand.
We'll see it again here.
There's something under that.
11. Oh,
You can hear the skip just letting her sweepers know that she can feel something under the rock. Sometimes you might just feel it, something comes under it and then disappears. So just a bit of a dragging motion.
I was watching her set up and she did clean the stone, but when it does become really routine, you sometimes
Probably a little less.
forget to do it thoroughly. It just becomes sort of, when it becomes routine, it can become complacent, I guess.
It's important for the sweepers also to
It's okay. Yeah, I know.
clean the path, the sliding path, before the skip comes down. I mean, they're down there waiting for her anyway. I didn't really catch what they were doing while the discussion was ongoing, but the stones seem to run pretty fine after release. But of course, it's really easy for that to throw you off and make it hard to throw it as you'd wish.
Some teams assign a front end player to clean the stones as a precaution, and then the skip cleans again.
Streifel makes a good tap, doesn't get shot stone, but the good thing here is even if Duberstein makes
10
the
now. Same shot.
tap here, the shooter the playing stone will not outcount the stone that Streifel tapped up. So it's only for 2 rather than 3.
Technical. Okay, good enough.
So being extra thorough this time. Remember, there was the first rock that picked up last time too. So might need to give that another check, but now we have the last stone of the 5th end. It's running a little bit straight. This looks a little heavy. And it's only going to be for 1. And I'm sure if she intended to throw that weight, or if that was just a little bit on the heavy side. But never curled enough. And again, only the single point for Canada. At the half-time point, both teams will have a break. So will we. We'll be back with some highlights shortly. And of course, the conclusion of this game in the final round-robin session. Going back to that first end between USA and Canada, it is Kristen Streifel, skip of the Canadians, with an excellent chance of drawing for 2. Some good sweeping from Good Helpson and Belassi. They get it in for the deuce.
Yeah, okay. So we're minus here.
USA, they were forced to take their single in the second end. And in the third, Kristen Streifel again, with even more room this time to score her 2. Just needing to hit the paint. And with that, a 4-1 lead.
Nice. Okay.
In the fourth end, USA had an unlucky pick on the first one, but having to make the draw for the single on the hammer shot. This one slipping too far, and it's a steal of 2 for Canada. Now taking a commanding lead, 6-1.
This is gonna sound.
Finally, a really good chance for USA to get a 2 up on the board. But this last shot from Duberstein, running 2 straight, and will spill the red. And it's only going to be a score of 1. So at the halftime point, Canada leads it 6-2. And here you see some of the stats so far. It's not been the best game by any means, but Canada outplaying USA. And of course that steal of 2 really stands out on the scoreboard for Canada. But also USA just not taking their chances so far.
2. Go for 3.
3. It's a 3.
Okay. Matt Stone.
It's a 2.
Maddie go.
USA, of course, needing to throw a guard here
Okay, well, it's too far out.
to get something going.
Maddie. Go, Maddie.
Go for a steal,
Going.
at least a force.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Good.
And the guard is made.
Okay, you got it.
Line's good. Weight's close. Line feet, top 4.
Okay.
Top 4. Top 4. Back 4.
The first winner of the World Junior Curling Championships on the women's side was Canadian.
Go team.
It was Julie Sutton, or now Julie Lynn Skinner, who won the gold medal when the competition was hosted by Chamonix, France in 1988.
And since then, the Canadian ladies have won the World Junior Curling Championships 11 times.
Hard up.
Yep, they've had a pretty good record.
Pretty similar.
USA only winning the once.
Okay. You want to go around it? Yep, go.
That was, of course, Cassandra Johnson back in 2002,
Yep.
or Cassandra Potter, as she's now known as. The American girls came close last year with Corey Christensen. Picked up a silver medal. The 4th one for the US.
Medium up. Medium up. No. Medium up. Oh, never, never. 9-3, just be wide.
Makes the redstone go away. Most important here for Canada.
One. Felt there.
Madison Bear just struggling with her shooting accuracy this game.
3.
Want to go around? Nope. Yeah, go.
It's, I mean, it's gonna be an easy double deal. Yeah, reading out. Okay.
Firmer feel.
Have you ever been alternate before, Sander, and had to play a game?
I have, not from the start though. Just sort of come on a couple of times.
Feel.
And how did you find it?
Right off.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Okay. I I always get the butterflies.
Is this the time where I'm supposed to say, oh, it was intimidating and I was a little bit nervous? And
No,
Oh, you're not nervous?
no.
Second.
Just one of those alternates that are like, yes, I get a game.
Well, you know, when you're playing for a team of Team Ulsrud's caliber,
Just a little less.
it's pretty easy to just think, well, that's going to go well. Actually made my debut at the European Curling Championships on TV as well, just to make it extra scary. But it went fine.
But you being the television's darling.
Hardly. But yeah, we're used to wearing a microphone anyway.
Oh, it's totally off. Whoa. More rotation.
Well, it's a little bit different coming on when your team's ahead by a few points than coming on to play a full game from start. And the players coming off the bench, they won't know the ice conditions as well. It takes a little time to adapt because all ice and all the stones are different. Just the feeling of the arena. You know, you're quite used to just playing at curling clubs. Not a huge arena with 3,500 seats, and I don't know how high up it's to the ceiling, but the volume of this arena is fairly large compared to what we mostly play on.
I think the height of the ceiling is about 100 of me.
Could very well be. And these players are young too, you know, so it might be it's a first for a lot of them to play in these surroundings.
Where? 3, 2. Whoa, whoa.
But for me, it's always the best playing a championship. It's the most fun. You get to play on the best ice.
Little finish. Yep.
You get to play 10 end games, and you usually don't have to play more than 2 a day. Whereas sometimes in a weekend spiel, if you get knocked down to the C road, you'll have a long way to the playoffs. You might play 4 games straight. Takes a toll. I think I've played as many as 5 8-end games in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
How does that work?
I like that.
You start really early and you finish really late.
Oh my
like
goodness.
midnight, past midnight. It's not ideal. Not sure if that's all that good.
Just not enough ice.
I wonder if
Try and get some drag.
yep, Canada can get the drag here. I haven't really seen too many drag shots this week, so I'm not 100% sure how much drag we will get from these stones. They're brand new. But the point here is if they hit it on the centerline side when 2 stones are more or less frozen, they almost act like it's only the one stone, and the first one will pretty much drag the second one in the direction the first stone wants to go. So you'll probably see the second stone in the back here move a little bit to the left as we see it. But you've caught it too thin, so unfortunately we didn't get a good demonstration of the drag effect, but Canada have at least opened it up a little bit.
Going straight back.
Like here? Like tighter?
Yeah. We're covering that zone, yeah.
Not too bad.
So like this way.
Thanks for that explanation.
You got it.
Yeah.
Not sure if it was too easy to understand without the visual. I know at certain clubs there's so much surface area between the stones, so much friction, you get an extreme amount of drag. Like it back in my home club, for instance, where the stones have been battered every day for years and years.
Yeah. Unless she does something crazy like them Canadians do.
Where?
Yeah. Duberstein not looking too happy with her throw here.
Yep.
Making some type of gesture.
Hard. Hard.
Not sure what this means. Heavy, I assume.
We get a roll off this one.
Trying to drag it onto the yellow in the back, but it's going to over curl. A double call by Streifel right away.
Okay. Heavy as fuck. I love myself, no matter what.
Positive,
Oh God! Oh God!
positive reinforcement.
Classic. It wouldn't be a game if it didn't happen, so it's all good.
That was good. Oh my god.
Okay, heel guys.
Okay, you got her.
Heel. Low. Yep. Clean. Yep. 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 Hard.
Kristen Streifel playing in this game better than she has been in the tournament. And there we go. We see the double. Now Canada lying
Yeah.
2 shots.
Yep, great double action from the skipper. Just catching that perfect, lying 2 now. And it is Duberstein to follow with a double on of her own. And she's been throwing the interns all tight today, all soft.
It out.
We'll see if she's able to make the double on the yellows without moving the back red. See if she can sit 2. Early on the sweep again. When there's silence is never a good sign. This one over curling. Nowhere close to the double.
Straight draw. No
And
back.
another
Just D-line.
fairly straightforward draw for Kristen Streifel to score her 2.
Not very much. 14-5.
You guys like this path, or do you like the other one better?
I like this one.
Yeah.
You threw this and draw to the button,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay, so no backing. Okay, just D-line.
Here's a lesson for the kids out there.
Maybe even a 14-7.
It's better to pick the draw path you're most comfortable with than trying to draw against the backing. Of course, you could have played the out turn here onto the red stone at the back. But you're always better off just throwing it to the button. You have a good couple of sweepers
Line's
on
good.
good ice conditions.
Take a look. Gotta go.
You could probably just throw this, even just a tight guard, and you might see the sweepers bringing into the forfeit for you.
Gotta go. Line's really good. All you.
Just
Turn
top
it,
forward.
girl. Gotta go.
And they're throwing a path they know well. This one coming down. Can't really move the yellow too far. Just a tickle. And good enough for 2. Another deuce for Canada. Up on the board.
Sorry, I'll
And they are
This is the fast path.
just forever rolling ahead. 8 shots to 2
It's been fast since my draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you guys told me, but.
after 6 ends of play.
Okay, good end, guys. Good tech thing.
Yeah, so super nice and simple.
Yeah.
Nice and clean.
Okay, top 8 and top 12. Okay, fail skates first.
just gave us a guard.
I think we put a.
Well, then they're just gonna peel it. They're gonna peel their own.
Guard over there so they can't peel their own.
Sorry?
Put a guard over there so they can't peel their own.
Throw the corner.
You can put up a one.
I like that.
I don't mind this call. We had the free guard zone. We're not allowed to peel guards, but it doesn't apply to your own stones, which means Canada can peel the yellow stone they just placed. Of course, wanting that into the house. They've dropped a guard.
Right.
USA now wanting to force Canada and keeping it there.
Yeah, we're right on it.
Okay.
So guarding the guard.
Yep, Maddie. Whoa. Whoa.
We're coming a little too deep, so actually Canada could just make the could make the peel on the red here. The yellow back yellow would fly. The yellow one, the red one would stick around.
I think we can still try the peel because I don't think this red will go out. If we can hit it thick enough, it just bounces. Do you like that?
Sure.
I think it's worth a try.
I don't mind the old
Okay, just medium then. Okay. Yeah, we'll just bounce it. Okay, you got it.
So you could probably throw this on the out turn as hard as you could, and then the red would never, it wouldn't go anywhere. But they're trying to maximize the result here by moving the red over to the side as well. But you know, it's going to leave a couple of corner guards really for USA. So I'm not sure if I was too much of a fan with that call. Could have thrown the out turn, roll the shooter out, just leave one center guard. Instead, now you have two corners.
One's good.
Yep, we're all one.
Go, Maddie.
Maybe a little down. Yep.
Whoa, Christine's rock. Whoa.
Over and up.
Off.
We're barely
Over and
over.
off.
We're barely
Hey.
over. Good.
Nice. Good throw.
I think it's too far.
You got it.
Good Helpson
Peel. Whoa.
will be peeling the guard.
Roll it. Hard, Brenna.
And catches it just a little bit too thick and leaves the shooter. So a bit of shrapnel here
Nice leg,
for
another
USA to
guard.
work with.
What do you like?
Bring it, come in.
I don't even know.
Come in. Here.
Either.
I mean, we have two guards now. We could go under.
I'm sorry.
We could go under. Isn't that what you just called?
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Elson.
5.
Easy.
Ball.
Close.
Go. Yes, line.
Really hard.
Yes. Yes. All the way in. Yep. High. High. Great.
Christine and Allison sweeping that really hard to get it to come around and bury behind the corner guard.
Peel up. Whoa. Lovely. Hard, Brenna.
So just to update you folks at home about the other sheets. On sheet A, Japan leading against Hungary 6-2. On sheet C, Russia scoring 3 points, with Korea having nothing yet. On sheet D, Switzerland and Sweden still neck and neck on the 7th end. And coming back to our featured game, Canada still leading 8-2 against USA.
A little bit. See? You're wrong.
Close. Yes.
You're wrong.
Yeah, a little bit hard to predict, as things will pan out yet, with a few even scores.
That's not bad, Maddie.
You like easy? Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
What I can tell you, as the results are right now,
You got her.
with Japan winning, Canada winning, Russia winning, and assuming Sweden wins, as they have hammer in a tied game, Scotland would go through as number 1,
Easy.
Sweden through as seeded number 2,
Easy.
Canada would go through as number 3, and we would have a tie break between Korea and Switzerland.
Hard. Roll it, Brennan. Big roll. Big roll.
So this is if the current results will stand.
11.
That could all change, of course.
Yep. I like that. Six.
6 is good.
7. Not much plus.
Wait. Okay, line's nice. No bumps.
Keep looking.
Whoa.
No, stop. Stop. No.
Whoa.
Really nice.
Great.
Kind of late.
Sperm.
Nice draw there from Christine McMakin.
You peel, like you put him there eventually. Okay, you got her.
Heel.
Chantel Broderson persisting with keeping the front clean.
Well, gets a double and
Oh my goodness.
moves the red over a little bit too. Might have moved that in behind the corner actually though.
You don't like the draw again under that corner, do you?
I don't mind.
For this.
I kind of like the hat. No, definitely not that way.
Definitely serves its purpose of clearing the front for Canada.
We can draw here, hit and roll, whichever one you like. No, not that way.
You gotta go under the guard.
The other
Seeming
way.
pleased enough there, Broderson.
Why do we have to hit right now? They're
So
gonna.
you can just sit on it again
That doesn't really get us anything.
and wait.
I like drawing. I like drawing to the wing.
Christine McMakin wanting to come around the guard again, and
Are we gonna be under, buried fully if we hit?
I'd have to agree with that.
No, we'll be sitting
Down
on
by
top of
6.
this one.
That's not gonna help us.
That's why I don't
You
like
have to
it.
score a 3 here, and the only chance by doing that
We
is
just have a little flop, then we're even.
coming around the corner again.
So just here.
I like drawing.
Scoring 2 is not going to do you much.
Yeah.
And I think McMakin has been able to persuade her skip.
Yeah, you know, like.
You just got to get him buried, and then you can deal with the shots thrown later.
Little plus.
Maddie's rock. 2. Keep going.
This one pulling up short.
Keep going. Yes.
Guards, it'll go.
Keep going up. Nice. That worked.
Not just a little higher than ours. If I just guard on this one, what we should do though, so I could set up a double. Like if I ever deep, she can make the double and be covered.
That's why I think you almost have to be here. I don't know if you can get there.
I don't mind guarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the first call from Canada is maybe the
Okay, lines.
best calls in terms of results, but throwing a guard here is a fairly simple shot to make, and it's really effective if made. Anywhere along the center line, preferably a little tight though. Just making it a little hard for USA, so.
This is the straight side. I don't mind this ice. You got her. It's gonna go to 15 and a half, 16.
Line's good. Weight's good. Halfway, tight. Whoa. 2.5. Tight. Top elf, toppy.
No, I don't think it's that deep.
Never.
Top 12, never. Don't touch it. A little bit, Kate, a little bit. It like grinded. 14-4.
Okay, do that little run. Feel like that.
I feel like we should save that. Okay. You can just come here.
You can do that, or you can take this off and hit roll here.
Yeah, and hope she puts a higher guard.
Yeah, and hope she puts up a higher one. Yeah.
Yes, that works.
You have to do like the harder. You might have to throw like 11 at it and roll here.
Like that makes sense. And this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull out that ice.
Just 11. Hit roll Alice way.
A nice guard there put up by Kristen Streifel.
Just comes a little bit too deep. Duberstein seems to have a chance to make a little hit and flop in behind the guards here and sit too buried.
11.
No.
10-5.
No. Whoa.
10-5.
Yeah, right off.
This one's wide. And this could be a bit of a disaster. Jams on the red.
That's fine.
Leaves two reds in the house, but
Whose stopwatch is that?
it'd be tough to score 3 here.
4 foot lines.
Tight is pretty good too.
I think I'd be tempted to
Gets in here for one. Yeah, okay.
make a play on the wide red here.
Pretty close, yeah.
Just
You got it.
make sure the 3 isn't possible.
I don't know.
Just make the hit and roll off the winger
Okay, just tight.
and sit 3.
Or like,
Yeah, tolerance is to you can be in a little bit. Okay. You got her.
So do you think I throw like a 14?
But they are drawing.
Throw a little less, but if you throw the same, that's okay.
There's always a chance of setting up a triple here. Leave USA a chance to score 3.
Little less. Line's good.
Halfway.
Halfway tight. Kilo. Tight. Oh, 2.5 tight. Line's good.
It's
Whoa,
definitely not
buddy
in.
girl. Tight. Where? Just
We'd
off
have to
the
take
red.
a
Whoa.
little portion of bad luck to do so, but it's definitely possible. See where this ends up.
Yep,
Yeah,
hard
it's
tape.
in, it's in.
It's going to be in the house, so
Hard tape. Hard.
I would say there is definitely a chance to get the triple for 3.
Yeah, something happened.
We aren't risking anything anymore.
That was a 15.
We're
Same
overall
round.
just
it's basically like
to here.
there to there. So that'll get.
That's a really tough shot to make the triple, but
I don't know.
still a little surprised he didn't just play the hit.
You may throw peel.
The second was a good release, yeah. So I think the first one was soft.
Yeah, no, like we like the second one. Like,
Really?
It's more or less a nose hit here, maybe a hair low. First yellow onto the second yellow onto the third. And it looks like the shooter would just nibble the rings. And it could be for 3. So last chance here, I think, for USA to come back. This needs to be made. If not, there's a good chance we'll just see the shake of hands and the game's over. Last stone, 7th end. The hero shot required from Duberstein.
Go, go, go!
It's not far off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, not enough, but such a good try. And a little bit more weight, or just a hair better there. And she scores 3.
Hits 1, hits 2, 3.
Just not quite enough, but that left a bit of a scare, I think, with the Canadians. But it's only for 1.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Canada leading 8 shots to 3 after 7 ends of play.
That first one.
I think the first one died funny.
Yeah, that was weird. Whatever.
So close to scoring 3 in that 7th end. USA, Duberstein, just a hair off making the triple for the 3 points, but they will still be trailing by 5. Well, it is the last game of the round robin. You might as well play on. But maybe in other circumstances, you might forfeit the game here. 5 down without hammer, 3 ends to go. A bit of a tall task. Belassi attempting the tick shot. It's not made.
Well, I like to be the optimistic one on this table, Sander. I think when I see my skip almost make those amazing shots, I think it wakes me up a little bit. And it's like, oh, okay, got to set these ends up.
I think there's a fine line between optimistic and gullible, but it's nice to have 2 different personalities in the commentating booth as we see the comparisons for the lead. Howell and Belassi. There's a bit of a difference here. Belassi having a bit of a struggle. Alison Howell doing a good job today, but not getting a good payoff. As USA very much half defeated here.
Bring it over. Nice. Right.
Second guard there put up by Team USA.
Christine.
You got it.
Really going hard for their steal in this end. Knowing that it's an even end and that they are a few points down.
Same weight. Same weight. Close. Little less. Whoa. Little less.
Ooh, so close to making the tick shot on her second one, Belassi. Not going to improve her stats with those 2 shots, of course. 2 tough ones to make, but leaves 2 center guards for USA to come around. I really think USA needs to steal at least 2 here to have a decent chance.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Looks good, looks good.
Madison Bear, 19 years old,
Maybe a little up. 8, 9.
been curling for 12 years.
Routine, 5.
And in her spare time, she likes to play tennis and golf.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well,
Good. Very nice, Maddie.
And Maddie makes a beautiful come around, wraps around the guards,
Is that enough?
Heel. Can I get a touch more?
You got it. You got it. Sorry, there. I want it there. That is where I want it.
Kate Goodhelpson, also 19 years old, has been curling for 14 years. And going for the peel of the front here. Makes contact with all 3 stones, but only removes the back red.
we see her playing with it.
Leaving a guard at the front.
Here.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
Just one.
And we see the statistic comparisons between the 2 seconds. Madison Bear trailing behind. But here's a good opportunity to make a shot.
Christine, stop. Christine. Alright. Just over.
One. We're one. Good throw, Maddie.
USA here just clogging up the front. Knowing that they're gonna need guards in order to steal this one.
I don't think the red yellow is that easy. Yeah. We're gonna roll it.
Heel. Yes.
Hard.
You know, she's not far off making the triple. Just an inch higher, and she'll get contact with the shot stone as well.
No, I like it because I throw more rotation than you.
I think it is easy to get just a little bit complacent when you have a big lead. Some of the focus kind of wears off. And sometimes that is true for teams trailing as well.
Go, Maddie.
Keep looking.
Open up.
Off.
Whoa.
Stop. Stop.
Good.
Guess maybe it wasn't enough since we had to cover that one.
You got her. Nice and clean.
Here you see the numbers for the thirds. Both playing 70%.
Heel.
They've had a decent game today. Not quite able to make the double. Actually leaves as many stones in play that there were.
I see that pretty well.
Sort of opens up the center a little bit.
But I think Team USA are gonna reply to that by continuing to junk up the front with their next stone. Christine McMakin going for the guard here.
What?
Ow. Ow.
Yes.
Over
Yes.
up.
Allison, yes. Yes, Allison. Move. Whoa. Good.
Very nice.
Good shot.
Good sweep.
Good ball.
Same thing. play with straight grind. Okay.
So I put it in my pocket.
Okay, you got it right up.
Peel! Oh! Peel! Never!
Am I throwing those normal or extra poppy?
That wasn't. No, your second one was really good. First one was poppy, but the second one was like very straight up.
Same. There you go. God, she gave me like a foot.
Yep. Yes, line, Maddie. 3. Okay, line's nice now.
Allison!
Just over and off. Actually, Al.
Al!
Just leave it. On its own. On its own. That's good. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, those numbers for Duberstein is nothing to write home about.
Okay, firm weight, right on the nose.
I am noticing the Team USA girls becoming a bit more quiet.
Yeah, just a little deflated, maybe.
Nice and clean. Yeah.
Kristen Streifel.
Peel! 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 No, no, no. Straight off.
Only makes one go away. So a second chance for USA. July 2.
This is an 8.
Hi, Stephen.
What did I throw?
It's a good guard, right?
Mine's incorrect.
Okay.
I think you need like a 4-10.
Al, or Maddie, Maddie. All there. Okay, then we'll.
Maddie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Allison!
No.
No.
Yep. You can go now. Hard out. Hard out. Hard out. Hard out. Hard out. Okay, well, right there. Right there. Good throw. Nope. That's good. Very nice.
So not deciding to lie to here.
Good call.
Discarding. It would be hard to sit two without leaving a really straightforward open hit.
Oh, we couldn't overthrow.
So going for
Last one.
sort of the safe steal here.
Like, I mean,
Although Canada will have
A fair bit of space to work with here.
yeah, I just haven't been.
a draw for one.
Should be the same though, I guess.
What do you think out here?
Yeah. Leave rooms down.
Yeah.
What do you need, full 4?
Yeah. 4 foot? I think it'll be close to the same.
Okay.
Key line, guys. This was the faster side, so should be okay.
Yeah. Like,
I think like 14-5.
okay.
Yeah. 14-7.
Kristen Streifel going for the draw against one
Nice one.
and makes it perfectly.
Yeah, a good shot by the Canadian skip. That's going to make the scoreline 9-3, and USA, they've had enough. Handshakes all around, and yeah, no surprise there after only 3-4 ends. It was looking clear to everyone that Canada would come out winning. We'll rewind and look at some of the highlights in a few moments.
Yeah, kind of.
Hi, everybody back home. We miss you.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
What are we doing?
We'll try and get a few words in with Kristen Streifel as well. And just looking elsewhere in the Gangneung Curling Center. It is still 3 games ongoing. Japan still very much in control against Hungary with a 2-point lead and hammer in the 9th end. Although Korea picked up a 3 in the 8th end to tie the game against Russia. Sweden is up by 1, 5-4 over Switzerland. So it's all really tight out there, so making it pretty hard to predict what will happen. But what is clear is Canada has clinched a spot in the playoffs. Unless Korea and Switzerland win their respective games, then we're all down to a head-to-head and a T-draw and all that fuss. USA Canada in the last session of the women's round robin. It's Kristen Streifel, skip of the Canadians, with the outturn draw to score 2.
Nice save, girls. Yeah.
It is made, and Canada off to a great start here.
Just in the fresh pass there. Yeah. Okay. So we're minus here.
USA forced to their single in 2nd. In the 3rd, another wide open draw for Kristen Streifel.
Line's good.
And she will make no mistake, putting another deuce up on the board. 4-1 after 3. In the 4th end, Duberstein unlucky with a pickup on the first one, looking to split the rings. Forced to draw against 2 on her last one. This one coming up heavy all the way to the back 12. A huge steal of 2 for Canada, taking a commanding lead 6-1 after only 4 ends of play. And in the 6th end, after another force on USA, Canada with a draw for 2.
Line's good.
And the hammer efficiency very well, 100% through 6 ends. An 8-2 lead. And in the 8th end, USA lying one with a 4-foot open for Skip Streifel. A really good team shot to bring it into the blue.
Nice one.
And with that, USA would concede. Canada picking up the win, 9 shots to 3.
Good judge, girls.
The only thing I can remember is the one time Skip was like, it's better to be back than tall. It's just as good to be back as tall.
Yeah. Nice ball.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
Hi, everybody back home. We miss you.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
So still just waiting on Kristen Streifel to make her way to the interview area. Eleanor Adviento is awaiting her. We'll have a few words with the skipper. And here is Kristen Streifel of Team Canada.
Congratulations on your win, Kristen. You held a strong lead there. How did you do it?
Well, we played really strong in the first half of the game, and then the second half was just all about keeping that intensity and the momentum on our side.
With that win, you've qualified for playoffs. What are your goals for the rest of the week?
Well, that was our first mission, was to qualify for the playoffs, and now I think we can take a deep breath and just settle in and get ready to play the 3-4 game and just continue on from this win and try and keep the momentum again. And
what does the strong crowd support mean to you?
it's been awesome. We have so many fans here, and it was a long trek from Canada, but I'm really glad that they could come and they're cheering us on, win or lose, so it's really nice to have their support.
Congratulations on qualifying again. Good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. You can have...
Thank you for watching this afternoon. More curling action at 7 o'clock local time for the men's final round-robin session. We'll have Scotland and Canada, a classic curling battle. Join us again, and thank you from us at World Curling TV.